Hey everyone, and welcome to Screams After Midnight TV edition. I'm Peter, that is Tim, and we are working our way through Tales From the Crypt, the anthology horror series from the early 90s from HBO. This is going to be Season 3, Episode 3. It's called The Trap. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. So, this one is about a man called Lou who wants to fake his death because him and his wife are struggling for money. He keeps getting fired, he's down in his dumps. So he has this insane plan because his brother happens to be a coroner that he can fake his death and get his insurance money, which amounts to $500,000. So he's awful to his wife, as you expect in an episode of Tales from the Crypt, because he has to get his comeuppance, he has to be awful. So he's an awful person. He treats his wife and his brother like shit. And shenanigans ensue. Tim, did you enjoy The Trap?
Not one bit.
Oh, really?
This was a pretty shitty episode. I kept thinking to the one we had a couple of weeks back at the orphanage that I was like, oh man, this episode really sucked, and now kind of wish I saved some of the hate for this one.
I didn't dislike it that much. Like, I didn't love it or anything like that. Like, it wasn't a good episode, but I didn't think it was terrible.
I didn't think there was like one redeeming. Actually, I'm sorry, I misspoke. There is one redeeming thing about it, which is a very nice, unexpected little cameo towards the end.
It's not that unexpected because he did direct the episode. Did you notice that at the start?
No, I didn't miss I must have looked away at the credits or something. But
yeah, at the start it comes up saying directed by Michael J. Fox, and I'm like, oh. Yeah. And then sure enough, the cop that's in the episode is played by the principal from Back to the Future.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Also, I think it's also the principal from Problem Child.
Oh, sure. I mean, I've seen that movie when I was a kid, but I can't remember it. So I'll take your word for it.
But that actually also kind of made me mad though, because I was like, oh, I really like Michael J. Fox. I wish we could have gotten him on a better episode. But
yeah, nah, I get that. I didn't hate it. It was kind of like, I didn't like it that much either. It was weird though. I kind of liked where it went at the end, but I thought it was actually about to end like halfway through. Mm-hmm. Because if he fakes his death, he gets his brother to like pour fake blood on him and pretend there's a murder weapon and all the rest of it. Mm-hmm. And they have him in the coffin, and his brother and his wife are kind of clearly like each other, and he doesn't look like the way he treats her and all that, and she accidentally hits the switch. They're making out on top of his coffin while he's inside it, alive, might I add. And he starts going into the furnace to be cremated. And I thought, oh, they're just going to roll off and let him die, and they can't get caught because he's already pronounced dead.
Yeah.
So I thought that's the end of the episode. He gets his comeuppance. But then we got this new plan afterwards. They did save him, and they sent him off to the Caribbean or wherever it is that he goes, and he is supposed to be there for a couple months. He comes back months later thinking, why has she not came here yet? And she's married his brother. They pretend they don't know who he is, and because they hit him with this bar and some of his actual real blood was on this fire poker the night when they pretended he was killed, they actually spun it in court that he was the killer because he'd had a little bit of plastic surgery and no one believes him. So the final sort of scenes is we get this courtroom stuff with Michael J. Fox kind of pops in and he's the prosecutor, and we send him away. I kind of like the twist that they convict him for his own murder. Like, I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's everything is so convoluted.
Really convoluted. No, I agree. I just, on a core principle, when I realised they were going to put him away for his own murder, I thought that was kind of funny. Like,
yeah.
I guess I think the good aspect of the episode probably would be the cast for the most part. I think.
Sure.
I
like the Lou is a pretty good at being a jerk. He's an asshole. It's pretty easy to not like him.
Yeah, the way he admits to having an affair to try and like convince his wife to hit him is like, he's just a sleazy scumbag. I mean, I think he's quite good. The wife's not bad. Michael J. Fox obviously I like the principal from Back to the Future as well. Like, the cast are pretty good. The story's just really convoluted, and it's full of plot holes. It's full of like, like the cop just sort of lets the brother do the coroner report and doesn't fight him on anything. He just whereas in real life, the brother of the victim would never be allowed to be involved in anything related to the case or autopsy or whatever, like all of that would not be allowed. But there's a lot of logic leaps and stuff like that as well. So yeah, it's convoluted as hell. I do not dispute that for a second.
Not to mention, it's also chock full of stuff that we've seen before. Like, we've seen the, shitty, like, awful husband or boyfriend or whatever. We've seen the love triangle. We've seen, like, people kind of faking their own deaths. We've seen people getting killed in an electric chair. And
this is all true. Yeah, we have seen. I thought, did someone fake their death? I don't remember that. I remember all the other ones.
I mean, I guess it's not exactly the same, but it kind of reminded me of one of those early on episodes where the guy that could die and come back from the dead.
Yeah, because it was
not exactly the same, but
there were scenes with him in a coffin and stuff. Yeah, the imagery is certainly similar, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I didn't have the hatred for it you did, though. For me, it was just kind of a passable, goofy little episode with some good actors.
Yeah, I think the thing with the series is, I'm so used to, doing like full length movies for Screams and stuff, and I'm sure, probably the majority of like the shows you review are usually hour-long shows.
For the most part,
I would assume. So it's kind of hard to get too mad with this because they feel so short, like compared to most of the other stuff we watch or review. So even when it's not that bad, it's over pretty quickly. So, it's not like, I spent the whole day being like, oh, this made me so angry. But yeah, it really was just like a lot of nothing.
I really had to hold back. That's what she said there for just a brief moment.
I admire
even when it's really bad, it's over pretty quickly. So no. I think I had its positives, but it is a really convoluted, goofy episode. He's like a scumbag who. He's kind of typical, but like I say, the acting kind of at least makes you go along with him because he is kind of entertaining.
It is kind of funny, like how gung ho, like into it he is. Like he's like complaining about his makeup, like, oh, it doesn't look real enough, and then he's like, oh, hey, you guys should knock me out. Like, like that stuff was kind of funny, but not enough to really give me too many positives about it.
Yeah. Actually, one small line that I liked before the plan even came out, when they were just arguing about money and she's serving him dinner. It's like, look, if worst comes to worst, I'll borrow some more money from my mother. And she's like, I don't think your mother has any left to give. Well, then we'll borrow from your mother. My mother's dead, Lou.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's okay line.
Yeah.
It certainly wasn't. I mean, obviously, the standout of this season so far is definitely Carrie Death. That is definitely the one so far that's been good. But I didn't hate it. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm just a sucker for as long as it's goofy, I can kind of go along with it.
Yeah.
But hey. So that's this week's Tales from the Crypt. Not a whole lot of insight. Despite the fact that the plot's so convoluted, I actually don't think there's that much to talk about.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. Yeah, much what else to say about it. I guess the mother's testimony was kind of funny.
Because they say, "Oh, do you recognize this man?" Because he's trying to prove that he's really who he says he is, and the mother's like, "Yeah, that's my son Lou," and then Michael J. Fox goes, "And who am I? You're my son Lou." And who are you? I'm Eleanor Roosevelt.
I would be interested. Well, I mean, I don't know what exact year most of these are supposed to take place, but it's so weird, like seeing, like every time someone, like I feel like in the Tales from the Crypt universe, almost every time someone goes to jail, like they're instantly gonna die in the electric chair.
Yeah, it definitely plays with. It feels like they set it in present day because it makes it cheaper to shoot because they don't have to disguise anything or they just make it as present day. But it seems like some of the rules and the way they portray things feels very old school. That's strange. I mean, I guess you have to assume some time has passed. Like, I'll say this: this one because like he gets his comeuppance, but the other two who aren't terrible people, even though they set him up for his own murder. which is still kind of shit, but like they have a relatively happy ending. Like they get this moment in the Caribbean where they're like, "Oh, I love you, I love you." It's like, then the waiter who kept saying, "Oh, it's such a beautiful sunset," like he kept saying that throughout the episode.
I kind of feel like maybe they should have showed that first and then the electric chair scene. I feel like you always got to end on like the kind of gruesome thing.
I did like that Lou right at the end, just before he died, he was like, "No, I'm really me, blow me." He's defiant right up until that last second. He just got to do it.
I kind of wondered if that was a play on. I think it's John Wayne Gacy's last words before he died. I think they were "Kiss My Ass."
All right, okay, yeah, I can see that.
I could be wrong, but I wonder if it was a little play on that or something.
Yeah, I will say actually, James Tokan, who plays the sergeant, who's in Back to the Future, he is perfect as an angry little cop.
Oh yeah,
He's got such a stern kind of personality that he's perfect for that. He's perfect for a principal as well, admittedly, but he's
like angry, authoritative figure.
Yeah, like I'd love to see like a buddy cop movie with him and Joe Pesci. I think that could be entertaining. I could see that being good. Oh dear. Okay, so I think that wraps us up on this week's Tales. So thanks very much for watching. Let us know what you thought of this episode in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff helps us out a lot. Get us on Twitter, mailed_fudge for channel updates, individual Twitters. I'm at Wibble89, Tim's at Tim Vergulish, if you want to hear us ramble about things. But that's us, guys, so thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time.